Welcome to the SaaS AdLab, where we interview the stories of SaaS founders, entrepreneurs, and CEOs. My name is Luis. I'm the founder of Fantom Agency, a digital marketing agency specialized in scaling SaaS companies. And today I have the pleasure of interviewing Samir. He is the founder and director over at Konnect Insights. Thank you so much for being on here today. It's a pleasure having you. And to get started, Samir, why don't you just tell us a little bit more about your personal background and really how you got involved with, software and technology and why you built the company?
Sure. Thank you, Luis, for having me here. So I'm the founder and the chief software architect at Konnect Insights. I've been a software engineer all my career. Okay, so I started as a software programmer, then a senior software programmer, and then a solutions architect. I worked mostly in the finance domain after my engineering in electronics. So I worked for a couple of years in the field of electronics. Then I was always interested in software, so that's how I got into software. Worked for about 6 years or so, and then started my own company. So Konnect Insights is the product name. The company name is Prudence Analytics and Software Solutions, and Konnect Insights is a product that is into social listening and analytics.
So why did you build the company, and also were you? It sounds like before you started the company, you were working for a separate company that wasn't yours, so you weren't always an entrepreneur, or were you?
Yeah. So actually, my entrepreneurship journey started in my college when in the final year we did some projects for other colleagues and then earned some money over there, and that's how it started. And then for a year, I started doing some projects more in electronics. Okay. But then I switched to software because I was very much interested in software, and I was pretty good with C, C++ in those times. I mean, I'm talking of 2002, 2003, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and then I worked in about 3 companies, okay? But I always had this idea of starting my own company.
Okay.
So somewhere around 2011, I experimented with some product, okay? And I wouldn't say Konnect Insights was the first idea. What the first idea actually led us to this product.
Okay, so what was that first idea, or why did you create Konnect Insights? Or like, what was it that was missing that said, okay, that's something that we need to start working on?
Yeah. And part of the first product that we were working was onto local analytics, okay, and something close to what Foursquare offered then. Foursquare was not out, so I mean, I can say that my idea was unique at that time, but it didn't work out. But analytics was a big part of it, and then we decided to actually build a product which focuses a lot on big data analytics and social analytics, and that's how Konnect Insights started. We kind of initially experimented with a smaller version of the product, got it into the market, understood what the requirements are, what the gaps are, and for last 4 years or so, we can very much say that in India we have more clients than anyone. So I mean, yeah, the journey has been good, but the way we started, I mean, that's what most SaaS companies you must be interviewing a lot of SaaS companies, and you would see that one common thing is that the end product that we see today is not the same that was about a couple of years back. So it's very important to build small, ship it, take the feedback from the market, and then come back and keep building. So it's a never-ending process where you keep building your product.
Totally. You just keep making iterations on whatever you're getting feedback from the customers. So you started the company. How did you get your first, say, 100 customers to start using it? Relatively,
Yeah, I think see, in our space, our ticket size is little on the higher side. I would say somewhere in the range of $10,000 to $15,000 a year. Okay.
Okay, so you're going after enterprise companies.
Yeah. So first 100 is difficult. I mean, first 10 was really difficult. Getting your first 10 customers was difficult, but the pricing was less at that time, and obviously the pricing advantage was there. But moreover, we came across as a company who could, who are willing to learn and who are willing to implement some of the problems that the customers were having with the current products. Plus, technologically, we were very strong. We kind of work on big data and Elasticsearch and things like Cassandra, Kafka. These are the platforms that we work on. So the kind of data that people got from our product, because we have our own search engines, was very strong. I mean, we realized that data is the key, and getting more data is important. But the second thing was to build a very strong dashboarding, features, and building strong BI tools. So although we were not having a lot of features, we knew at the start that that we were going to build this, and the kind of conviction that our customers had, that helped us get the first few customers. And we were right. I mean, for any product to be successful, it's important that the timing is right. I mean, there's
Oh
no
yeah.
need for the product in the market. You can have the best of the teams, and you can have
Mhm.
best of the talent and all that stuff, right? But if the timing is not right, no products work. So we were somewhere around 2014, 2013, 14, 15. At that
Mhm.
time, social was hot and still hot, and analytics around it. There are not many tools. So the timing was right, and obviously that is how we got first few customers, and we have some of the topmost customers, using our product. Around 180 of them right now. So it's definitely a leading product in India, and obviously the next step is to reach out to the other markets. So
Right.
and there are a few customers that we've got in the US region as well.
Awesome. That's really cool. So what does the sales process look like then? Like, how are you getting in front of these enterprise companies that are willing to pay $10,000 up front for your product?
Yeah. So the way we reach out to these customers is that there's an outbound strategy. We have list of the companies we want to reach out to. I mean, the way we do is we have all the brands that we know from the automobiles industry or the banking industry or the insurance industry or entertainment or IT, pharma. Okay, so we kind of divide our teams into a product team and a non-product team, and a non-product team we have marketing and sales, okay, and customer support as well. So part of the sales team finds out leads, and then we reach out to them. So we have a team of about 7 sales guys who reach out to these customers. We also reach out to them on LinkedIn. So that's the outbound strategy. Plus, we also do a lot of ads, Google ads, to get leads, and we get around, I would say, 10 to 12 leads a day, signups on our product.
Mm-hmm.
But out of which I would say 25 a month are hot. Okay, so we go ahead and offer them a free trial of 15 days, do the product demo, and from there we take it.
And that is only like you're only targeting people in India with those advertisements?
Uh, no, we do it in India. We do it in US, and we run a lot of display ads that are all over the world. So
Okay.
search ads in India and US, and display ads in they are not region specific.
Okay. So just wherever the people are going because they're retargeting ads essentially.
Yeah. So remarketing, or we do SCM, search. So the companion marketing, yeah, that's something that really works for us.
Very cool. Very cool. Did you always know that you were going to be an enterprise B2B, or did you ever dabble with going after the smaller companies like SMBs and stuff like that?
Yeah. So through some of the partnerships that we are doing now with some of the CRM products,
Mm.
we are targeting the SMBs as well. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so in our case, it was easy to reach out to the bigger brands because they're always looking out for the products. So what Konnect Insights offers is a social listening plus analytics of brand and competition,
Mhm.
plus response management, social CRM, plus publishing. So it's all in one product. Out
Mm.
of which the response management and social CRM, I always say it's a hot and it's urgent and important. Social listening is important but not urgent.
Mm.
So because one product serves both the purposes, it's the enterprises who are looking for products like this.
Mm.
But things like social analytics of brand and competition plus publishing is something what SMBs are also looking for, and that's how we have tied up with some of the major CRMs who kind of integrate our product to get social data into their platform, and that's how we are targeting the SMBs with a smaller ticket size.
Mhm. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Is there any specific industry that tends to come to you more? So I like earlier when you mentioned, the efforts that your sales team was doing, they were reaching out to car dealerships and a lot of different industries. Is there any specific one that you see needs your product more than others?
Well, see, it's the social analytics. So any brand which is active on social needs this product.
Okay.
So some of the hot ones are BFSI, banking and insurance, right? And then automobiles, yeah. These are I would say uh, the ones who kind of use our product more than others. But then there are the industries also, like I mentioned.
How do you position the product, right? Because you mentioned that you have like what is your value proposition? Because you mentioned one important thing there that I think is important to note, and that was that it's an all-in-one product, right? And something that I find interesting and sometimes could be conflicting is having a tool like that, because that means that sometimes your customers or your prospects will already be using one of the tools that are included in here. And it's not necessarily that it's a problem that you have that, but more so it kind of creates a barrier when switching over, right? Because like something that is for software, for example, if they're already using a CRM, having to switch over to a different one, it's not even the price that's usually the problem, is the fact that you have to move everything over to the new one, and it's a lot of time spent. So is that ever an issue with providing an all-in-one solution? Do you ever get any sort of rejection from that, and how do you handle that?
Yeah, very very fair point. I mean, what happens with some of the products which are into CRM, only CRM. Okay, like for instance, if you have Freshdesk, then moving on to Zendesk is migration of a lot of data.
Right.
We fortunately we are not in that space where there is huge data. Okay, we are into the space of social listening, and we offer social CRM where the CRMs are integrated. Okay, so definitely in our space, migrating from an existing product to our product is not as difficult as it would be in case of CRMs,
Okay.
or it could be in case of cloud computing. Okay, so what we do in this case is a lot of our clients have migrated from some of the existing tools that they were using. So if they come across across a tool that they are already using, then we ask them to download that data in Excel sheet. Okay, and then we kind of input that data into our product. Plus we give a lot of historic data. So with tools which are into social listening and analytics, you're kind of concerned with the ongoing data. In case of response management, how you're going to perform. Whatever you have done in the previous month or so, if that data is available in some format with you, you don't really go back and refer to that data. It's not like a customer database that I'm
Right.
so it's an ongoing thing. So migration is easy. In fact, in our domain, it's a
Good.
good thing, bad thing. Good thing because then I can replace other products.
Yeah.
Bad is because I also can be replaced.
Right.
So to ensure that the retention is there, we can, having all in one tool really helps, because then your customer care team is involved, your social media team is involved, your agency is involved, and your marketing team is involved. Okay,
Mhm.
so kind of we have quite a few sticky elements because of which our retention is high. But I always believe that if I can replace others, right, I can also be replaced. So
Totally.
that fear is good, because it kind of helps us to improvise on the current offerings that we are giving.
Totally. That's really, really good points. As far as building the company and the team, what has been the most challenging thing, in your opinion, as a business owner?
Yeah, I believe when you start, there is a beginner's luck. Okay, so that helped us at the start to have the right talent. What I did, because obviously we're not having any cash, we had a lot of interns at the start, right?
Mhm.
And that's how we got started. We got very very good interns, then we offered job. So we kept that model, for last 6-7 years. So
Okay.
every year, we hire some interns, pay them, and the ones who are really good, we kind of hire them. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's the way we've been hiring. So when
Okay.
it comes to hiring freshers, you really get good talent. Okay, but when it comes to hiring the experienced guys, it is difficult. And if you ask me, the challenges that I face today, hiring is one of them.
Okay.
When it comes to the experienced guys, and plus we work on some of the technologies where it is difficult to find a good talent, because you'll hardly find someone who is working on platforms like big data, Cassandra, okay,
Mhm.
or Elasticsearch. So we what we have learned the hard way is that it's better to hire freshers rather than hiring someone from let's say SQL or Oracle and then ask them to unlearn and then
Yeah.
ask them to learn things. So from on the tech side, yeah, we've been very fortunate to have the right kind of talent, that we have built over the years.
Very good. Very good.
Plus we are not in Bangalore. I mean, everybody talks about software and they talk of Bangalore. It's easy to find talent over there. We are in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India.
Mhm.
So
Is the
it's a,
entire how big is the team right now? Guys, a full-time team.
the full time team is around 40. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of
Uh,
people.
that so I would say 75% of that would be our tech team. Okay.
Okay.
Around 27 or 28 guys are in the tech.
Hmm.
The rest are in sales. Okay. And we have a couple of guys who are into marketing.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, so we are adding more team members in a marketing team
Hmm.
because so far, I mean, the journey has been a great product and then great salespeople to sell it. On the digital marketing side, we have just started,
Hmm.
so working on content and working on doing surveys, webinars, the case studies. That is something that we are working on right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Is most of the team remote or in-house, or I don't know if
Yeah,
not in remote?
yeah, we have our own office.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Two offices in one building. So
Cool.
the bigger place we all techies sit over there,
Uh-huh.
uh, and the other office is where the sales and the marketing sits.
That's very cool. That's awesome. When it comes to marketing, what do you think is the most important thing of your opinion? You mentioned a couple of good pointers there where it's like content creation, lead generation. Which one would you say is most important in your opinion?
Yeah, lead generation is something obvious. You kind of do ads and all that. So there's no brainer. It's a no brainer. So when you do it,
Yeah.
you get it right. I mean, we spend a lot of money on the ads, so we've got that thing right. We tried with all kinds of platforms like Google, Facebook, and Instagram and YouTube. We know what works well, so we spend more money over there.
Mhm.
The other part of marketing is where content is very important, writing blogs, and then working on case studies, interviewing some of the CMOs and taking their opinion and coming up with survey reports. That's something that we're working on. Webinars we are starting from the next year, and plus we are partnering with someone for webinars.
Right.
Our partners who are with CRM, they are interested to be part of our webinar. So next year will be 2020. We are looking, working more on the marketing side of things. Content is very important, definitely. I mean, and social
Yeah.
media posts, coming up with more creative social media posts.
Mhm.
We do that a lot on Instagram. Okay,
Okay.
plus we boost that, the content that we push.
Do you see a good result from Instagram, or is it something that you've like, not necessarily Instagram, but just like like content that is like that is more, what do you call it? I guess like more, you know, very, very top of the funnel base. Like you might not feel like you're getting a customer from Instagram, but maybe you are, so you feel like you have to do it. Is that something that you kind of come
No,
across, or do you know you're getting good results from something like organic
no.
Instagram?
We look at Instagram for brand building. Okay,
Hmm.
so we don't really measure the clicks or
Right.
sign-ups that come into Instagram. For that we have Google, and the display ads. So
Hmm.
so what we do today is get people on our website, right, and then push the remarketing ads.
Hmm.
Okay, even with remarketing display ads, we don't really look at the conversions because it's about telling about our product. Uh, Even we won't know if someone has signed up because by clicking on the display ad, we saw our ad for 90 days and then decided to come onto our website. So
Hmm.
display ads, we don't look at conversions, or even to answer your question, Instagram, we don't really look at conversions. It's about brand building. It's about
Right.
letting people know about connected sites.
This is a great point, and I love that you brought it up. But how important do you think branding is for an earlier stage startups?
Uh, yeah, very important. I mean, if I look back at my journey for last 4 years or 5 years, since we are in the market.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously about building a great product, right? I mean,
Right.
there's no denying that your product has to be really good,
Mm-hmm.
chase excellence and make the best product. I'm pretty much obsessed with that.
Mm-hmm.
Being a product guy, it's quite obvious as well. I mean, that is very important. Then comes taking it, the stage where you take that product to the market and build more customers.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, should I have started marketing or been aggressive on the marketing side a couple of years, my answer would be yes. But that's how the journey, initial days are.
Right.
And you focus so much on the product, then you focus so much on sales. Marketing comes, maybe once you have a few customer base of at least 50 to 100.
Right. Once you know the entire process kind of works, and is actually gonna, because if you don't have something that's already converting on its own, then you're just throwing money away in a way. So it's always good to just test, especially organic channels that you can get traffic over to the site, see how well they convert, see how they interact with everything. And once you feel, or you have a feeling that that's, pretty in tune, then you can start throwing a little bit more into it to see, okay, is this going to work? And then start iterating from whatever the data is telling you then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm getting some positive reviews about the product on third party.
That's awesome.
Review sites like Capter or G2 Crowd,
Mm-hmm.
that's the best organic marketing you can do.
Yeah.
So if you go to our Capter link or G2 Crowd, you'll see a lot of positive reviews, and that helps in selling more than throwing money in.
Yeah. How are you leveraging those with advertising? I wonder if you're doing that.
So what we do is on our website we use some widgets that show those reviews. I mean, you can obviously have testimonials on a website, but nothing like having the reviews or positive reviews from a third-party site. Okay.
100%.
So we use something called as Repuso. If you land on our website, you will see that plugin. I mean, it's deactivated just now, but it will be active again because we had to migrate to a higher plan if you have more reviews. So we're doing that right now.
Okay.
So that really helps, because when you come onto the website, you suddenly see a pop-up that shows reviews which are pretty genuine. Okay, not the ones that you have on our website. So
right. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's switch over to a little bit more of the personal side, right? We're getting close to the time here, but on a personal level, right? When you're talking about your family life and everything, what's been the hardest thing of being an entrepreneur for you?
I mean, I started first and had few clients, and then I got married. So it was not difficult. Had I been married and then, planning these things would have been, it is difficult, because then you're not making a lot of money, that big kind of paycheck that you're getting previously from your job. Not getting that, having a family makes it a little difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So fortunately, I started before my marriage. Then my wife, she's also software, so understands me, what I'm doing.
Cool.
Although I was not having a lot of money, she understood where I'm going. So that helps, and someone who can part of the journey. Yeah, that really helps. I have a kid now. He's about 2 years old.
Very cool. Nice. That's awesome. What is your biggest accomplishment?
I think reaching to this stage where we have a decent team.
Yeah.
I can very well say that we are leaders in India, but I don't kind of look back and say what we have achieved. We know what we are going to achieve in the coming year and the year after that. So yes, I mean, reaching to this stage, I would say is one of the biggest accomplishments so far.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But these are early days. I mean, it's been 4-5 years that we are into the market, about 6-7 years from the time I started. So I'm kind of old school types who look at a longer journey. I mean, 20 years from now is what we look at, not the kind of not a kind of guy who kind of has a vision for next 2 or 3 years there. I mean, I'm not looking at selling and things like that. So definitely a longer vision that we have about our company.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. Do you have a favorite book?
Yeah, many. I mean, the one thing that came right away is I read The Alchemist years back.
Great book.
That's a great book. Plus, these days I read a lot on business stuff. I recently read a book by uh, Ross. Okay, it's on negotiations.
Mhm.
So, so that's an excellent book.
Awesome. I'll have
Definitely,
to check that out.
yeah. Was I think he's an FBI agent who kind of came up with this book on
Oh, I
negotiations.
know. I know which book you're talking about. It's I have it right here too.
Yeah, Was, okay, is his name. Okay,
It's this one. Let me grab it.
yeah, Was FBI. Chris Voss. Yeah,
Never split the difference.
I never split the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing book. That's a great book. I read it too.
Amazing book. Everyone should read this book.
Yeah,
Whoever into business should read this book.
100%. I can only say good things about that book. Also, Samir, if
Read
you
it?
could go, what's that?
You read it?
Yeah, I have it. It's right here.
Oh yeah, never split the
Samir, if you could go back to say day one of starting Connect Insights, what would you do differently?
What would I do differently? I would hire more people.
Hmm.
I would start marketing a bit earlier. Yes, these are two things I think I could do differently.
Hmm.
Um, and the rest of the things that happened with us uh, were at the right time. I mean, we chose some technology, we weren't able to scale, and then we decided to move on to big data. Obviously, those were learning, so I wouldn't say I could switch to Cassandra and Elasticsearch right on the day one.
Hmm.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, we should have hired more people at the start, and we should have started marketing a bit
Hmm. Okay. And where can people find you online?
earlier. At Samir Narkar on Twitter
Okay.
and LinkedIn/Samir Narkar.
Cool.
You
Awesome.
can find me.
Perfect. And last question here. Do you have any questions for me or Samir?
Yeah, Luis, I went through a website. Quite awesome. I mean, since when you started doing podcasts?
Podcast, I actually started about a year ago. I want to say, so this will actually be episode 80. So interview about 80 founders, have had a lot of fun doing it and have been able to meet with a lot of people like yourself, entrepreneurs all over the world, which has been awesome. But yeah, it's been quite the journey. It's really something that I really, enjoy doing.
Okay. And talking of SaaS, are you a techie?
I love SaaS. I don't know how to code or anything like that. I love to use it. So I like if I can get my hands on any piece of software, I typically do. Just like play around with it, use it as I can. I love anything that tends to be more of the cutting edge side of things, where you can do things that aren't necessarily out there, stuff like that. So I would say I definitely am.
Okay, great, Luis.
Great. So that wraps up. Thank you so much, Samir, for being on here. It was really a pleasure speaking with you, getting to know a little bit more about Connect Insights, connecting with you, and seeing how the journey has unfolded for you. And I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. And if you're watching or listening, whatever you're doing with the podcast, please rate it, give it a thumbs up if you like it, or subscribe. And we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for.
Thank you. Bye-bye.